here, I'm present, see me, I have dignity, I have dreams for the city, and how do we become co-constructors with the city in a post-94 society.
You speak of a peaceful march. Who takes part in this march? Is it people that are advocating, for the homeless, or are the homeless part of it as well?
Yeah, so basically, I know when I'm here, I'm always speaking about the homeless.
Yes.
So with the Feast of the Clowns, we're looking at social justice issues
In
broadly.
general,
So this will
okay.
include the homeless, this will include child justice, this will include migration, this will include all the marginalized. And we involve, or who takes part is the individuals, we
Okay.
as the people, our stakeholders. We also invite the officials, the policy makers,
Okay.
to be part of this, because we want to create a safe space for engagements, for collaborations, for listening to one another, for talking to one another. This year's theme, it's called Just Tables. We are creating tables where everybody is visible. We come to the table to look and to engage in these issues.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, tell me, I do understand, like I said, it's a whole build-up. It doesn't just happen on the particular day. We're going to talk about the particular day and how it's all going to pan out. But what are we doing? I know you guys even have workshops leading up to it. What do you have up your sleeve this year?
So what happened last year was we looked at the various forms of vulnerabilities people experience in the city. And so from the end of our Feast of the Clowns last year till this year, we were working with key stakeholders. We tried to address the gaps that we found present in the city last year. And we tried to work with the University of Pretoria and the various departments there. We tried to work with big NGOs who have large capacity that is often lacking in less resourced organizations. So this year we've organized a plethora of about 30 workshops.
Wow.
And so Lawyers for Human Rights would come in and do a rights workshop. The Center for Gender-Based Violence does today at Mamelodi. They're doing a workshop around GBV. We had an UNISA come in and do a workshop on human trafficking. It's currently
Which
taking
is quite
place.
a big thing actually right now.
And so we look at the various forms of vulnerability and we ask, how can we capacitate people to be able to make effective differences? So it's not just, we know our communities are very generous and we start many programs, but due to lack of resources or skills, we could possibly do more harm than good. So we ask the big questions, who are the people in the space? And how can they capacitate to do better? So tomorrow on Mamelodi campus, we've got the 60-meter canvas. And the Javed Art Center of the University of Pretoria is going to show us how to do protest art. How do we put our stamp on a piece of canvas to say, yes, here am I, here's my voice. In a colorful way, we're going to walk around the city with a 60-meter canvas to say, these are the issues that we as vulnerable people experience.
60 meter?
Yeah.
Sure.
And so it will be up on the Feast of the Clowns at Burgers Park. So we will put it around the fence, and anybody throughout the day can put their own mark on there, because we want a synopsis of what are the issues that are affecting grassroots communities, not from a university perspective, from a high-level discourse. We want to know from them, what is it? And then after the feast, we will take that 60-meter canvas. Javed will have an art expo, and we will delve into the meaning. So we'll invite all the faculties, all the masters and PhD students to look at it and say, well, let's make our research relevant to what the city needs. And we don't just make our research relevant to our own promotions and developments into these spaces.
I love the fact that you guys do research most of the time. As a student myself, I know oftentimes there's actually a module that I'm doing right now in data analytics where they'll write, this is the exercise, this is the expected outcome, right? And I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, you guys have been around for 25 years, if I think about it, now from 2000, right? What has been, what have you monitored to be the outcomes out of your expectations of these, should I call it festival? Yes, basically these festivals. Because the nice thing also is we're not just looking at the one day. There's, like you're saying, a lot of workshops and trainings that take place leading up to it. Would you say you get to achieve what you want to achieve? What is it exactly? And have you seen success?
Yeah, so You know, this is not just a once-off event. It is a build-up, and also it's a continuous part of our work, part of our
Yeah.
lives. We work with these communities. We do our research in terms of wanting to impact, change policies. And if I can just pick up on one or two, on Monday, one of the workshops was launching a project on creating from hotspots to safe spaces, where we engage the city of Tshwane in terms of how can we create safe spaces around the homelessness hotspots. And this is not just a launch, but then the city needs to then take this forward and say, how do we make it a reality so that our cities are inclusive? We also have another one which talks about ending older homelessness. And this also engaged the city, engaged our people in terms of how do we make this a reality to mitigate against older people, risk of being homeless. So the issues that we raise during these 2 weeks in terms of workshops and also on the main day, we continue to grapple, we continue to converse, we continue to engage with our people, with stakeholders, with lived experiences, and ensure that this becomes a reality. There is hope for the people. There is dignity restored for the people. Human rights are being observed for the people. So this is what I can say. Maybe Lance, you can also speak to this.
And also, I think because we are so immersed and engaged with the community themselves, the research that we bring into the space, it's different.
Yeah.
Last week, a little bit of boast from my side, I was invited to the Interfaith G20 summit in Cape Town. So I came under the umbrella of migrants and refugees. Because the question is not the data, the statistics, it's just what is the human struggle? And I think that's always my focus because I engage with people all the time.
Exactly.
So the issue of documentation is not just people choosing not to be documented. There are home affairs collapses. 75% of undocumented people in South Africa are actually South African citizens coming from rural areas whose parents never registered their birth.
Sure.
So they suffer the same impact of a transnational migrant who has come illicitly across the border.
Sure.
So we need to navigate. We can't have broad-based responses to vulnerable people because we don't know where they are at. And so the Feast
We
of the-
don't know their stories,
Yes.
ultimately.
and so the Feast of the Clowns brings academia right to the ground again. We engage with people on an equal platform where we get to hear their stories, and those stories shape our research. That when we enter into these spaces, we're not speaking from a book; we are speaking from the lived experience. And so we can give inputs into white papers, into documents, into policy documents, because typically people who create these are middle class and have never experienced homelessness themselves.
Hey.
And so how do we make sure that we carry the hopes and dreams of those people that have entrusted it to us, to be present in these high-level spaces, not to speak on behalf of ourselves, but to speak on their behalf. And before I went to the G20, I went to the migrant community and said, what must I present? And they said, Lance, we trust you. We know that you care. Our hopes and our dreams, you understand. You will represent us well. And so the pressure on our shoulders is immense, but we know that we might be the most powerful people that the most vulnerable have. And how do we authentically speak truth to power, which is the theme of Feast of the Clowns, in spaces that the university or that our big NGOs open up to us?
You beat me to it because I was about to ask, what is the focus this year and what are you speaking to?
So we're speaking to just tables. Last year our theme was come to the table. And then we realized that people create tables. So it's a Eucharistic concept, the Eucharist. But people can create tables where they speak into an echo chamber. They speak to themselves and people think and do what they do. And we were asking, well, now that we've gathered our Eucharistic table, what type of Jesus do we take out?
Sure.
And so we have to say our tables have to be just because we represent Christ into these spaces. And so this year's theme is just tables. They aren't just tables, but they are tables of justice.
Listen, it's not just tables. It's funny that you should say just tables, but then you show up and I'm like, no, not just a table, but a table of justice.
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely love to hear it. But how do we become part of this event exactly? Because I understand that there is a one-day event, like you said, the Peaceful March. When exactly is it? How do we become part of it? Is there any form of support that you guys still need?
Yes. So anyone who's interested and would like to be part of this, they can reach us. And then we have a Google form. We'll send them a link where they can be able to register and give their details, and we'll be able to share the program for the next 2 weeks and also invite them for the main festival. But the invitation is now going out to everyone. You are all invited. It's free. There will be
Absolutely
a
free,
lot
guys.
of activities on the day that is suitable for the children, for the adults, for the older persons, for everyone. And I think, Lance, you can share our social handles that you can be able to get hold of us.
So it's quite easy. We're on Facebook and Instagram and all the normal ones. Feast of the Clowns 2025. And most probably you don't need to register for the actual feast day on the 30th of August.
Okay.
Just show up at the park, show up in the city. If you don't know where the park is, we have a march around the city where all the various city vulnerabilities will be showcased. As Remy had mentioned, GBV, child justice, migration, homelessness, hunger. We have various groups who will create the posters, take it to the city, and invite people in the city to come to the park.
And the park is 288 Beggars Park Lane.
Oh, I didn't even know the address. I know where it is. I know where it is, but now I'm thinking I don't know the exact address. But lastly, this is my goodbye to you. Why is it so important for me as a member of the public to be part of it and to hold, I think I should call it values, such values to heart, especially as a Christian community?
So something I mentioned at the G20 to people that frustrated me was that as people living under apartheid, we were told that we were illegal. And now people are in our streets illegal just by living.
Sure.
And so I have to ask, are we post-apartheid or are we just shifting the color? And so in my mind, a free South Africa is a space where there are no illegal people.
Yeah.
And everybody's visible, everybody has a voice, and they are the center of the laws and everything that we do. And if we can't do that for the most vulnerable, then we shouldn't be doing it at all.
Oh, Lance, that's a huge statement there. What was the response at the G20? Probably my response. But lady and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. And Feast of the Clowns happening on the 30th. Times again?
So we are starting with the line up from 9 o'clock, and the main march will start at 10 o'clock, and then we are back and having all the activities throughout the day. Be there.
Can't believe. Be there or be told.
No, he won't be told. He'll be there.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye.
For 44 years, Radio Pulpit has been a voice of hope, faith and love in homes across South Africa. This August, as we celebrate